What was the biggest challenge that you had before joining the Aha Moment Academy?
Hmm. My biggest challenge before joining the AHA Academy was actually taking control of myself, to be honest, or making a move or a decision in terms of my career. Um, I just moved to the UK, obviously from the Philippines, and obviously I was struggling a lot in terms of career. What kind of choice would I like to make? Because obviously I had the career in sales, and obviously it's probably about 3 years I've been in sales already. However, I was just feeling a little bit awkward with myself, like this is what I want to do, but why am I unhappy with what I'm doing? So um, it was just trying to get a grasp of it. So I mean, it made me question myself a bit. It's like, am I going in the right direction? Is this what I really want to do? And I just, I became complacent or comfortable in the position. I was like, nah, let's just do it. I need to put money on the table. The usual norms that we get from our parents, for friends, or even, colleagues ourselves. So I think, yeah, my biggest challenge was just get overcoming that, or even starting something to take control of my career. And that is when I joined the AHA Academy. So I think that was one of my greatest choices, actually, to be
Yeah.
honest. If I was always wondering to myself, or talk to myself, it's like, what would happen if I didn't take the AHA Moment Academy? Like, where would I be right now? And I would say, I don't think I would be in a good place, to be honest. I'd probably be in my current role, probably looking at the days, the time passed by, I'm like, struggling to get by day. It's like, I can't live like that. So,
It's
no,
to fall
yeah,
into
I've made
a
some,
job, and it's so easy to fall into a job and just say, "Well, I just gotta put money on the table." That's the relationship that everyone has with work, right? Uh,
yeah. And I think it's just that part is when you start to realize that you want to have more purpose to what you do, and just not do what you do on a regular basis without any purpose. And I guess that's what clarified a few bits inside me to take the Aha Moment Academy course. It obviously pushed me more to, like, you need to pull yourself together and make some decisions. If you want to be happy, take some action. So when I had that first conversation with you, I think that was quite a big step for me. Surprisingly, at first I was like, come into the meeting, yeah, to see how it goes, and I was like, you know what, let's just do it. And I jumped in the course, and I think I was amazing, to be honest. I think I have no regrets making that choice.
Amazing, man. Thanks for that. What results have you achieved after going through the academy?
Well, with the plan coming into place, I mean, I had to take a first step is number one, leave the current role I'm in. But without leave, before I left, obviously I had to have a backup plan, which was obviously highlighting what am I going to do if I'm going to find a seed job, do what I still know what I can do well, or, take something new. And I just decided for myself, you know what, I'm good at what I'm do. I'll enjoy selling something else aside from my previous product, aka cigarettes. So I took the decision to just do another field sales role with a company. And actually, it's not a big corporate company now. It's with a startup, which I'm quite happy with. So this is getting in touch with the CEO, or the owners of the company, which was a great choice for me. Um, I used all the materials that I had for preparing for the interview, highlighting my brag bank. Thank you very much, Sylvie, for
Nice.
that. So I put that all together, and obviously I brought it to the table. And also I had the implementation plan in place in the first 30, 60 day and 90 days plan. And he was impressed with it. And he's like, you know what? I really like how you brought that to the table. I was like, you know what? I just wanted to share it with you guys. I want to be genuine. I don't want to put a mask on, pretend who I'm not at the workplace. So I'm going to be really honest with you guys. And, this is what I really want to do. And that's how I landed the role, which is field sales executive at this new startup, which I'm really happy about it. So I'm
Wow.
actually starting next week,
No
Mondays.
way.
It's crazy because I'm currently serving notice at my current role.
Yeah.
It hasn't been easy with them as well. So I mean, it's like, you know what? When I was doing the turnover process, exiting process, I'm still undergoing it. It's stressful, but it feels like a heavy weight being deloaded off you. And I said, you know what, this is really a good decision. And I never looked back. You know, once I passed out all my assets or all the materials from the company, it's like, oh, that felt so good. You know, I'm so excited. You know, I get it. It could be a honeymoon stage period, but I felt like I've never felt like this before. It's like this is quite new because I have that certainty that my plan's in place. Obviously, taking this role as a C job, or you could take me anywhere else, and then slowly, you know, see how it goes in the next 12 weeks or 3 months. You know, review my plan on a monthly basis to see, am I still enjoying it? How do I make my jump worthwhile? And obviously, I have to look back to my work purpose as well. So this is my main drive. And obviously, with the plan coming into place, I do love to, you know, interact with my customers. I love building those relationships. However, it's going to be a genuine product that I would like to sell. And to be honest, the product I'm going to be selling now is a hard seltzer, which is very light in a caloric count. And it's somewhat like a fizzy drink or alcohol pop.
Oh,
But when I'm selling this, I looked at how they made it. You know, it's all natural. It's not going to be with additives. It's not from a big company who are not going to focus on people. So it felt like the right fit for me for now. And I said, you know, this is the great first step.
what are some of the things that you didn't expect as part of the journey?
I think the biggest aha moments that I've experienced was the realizations in taking the course and, you know, having something concrete in terms of the subject. Like, for example, in terms of executing my goals in terms of what do I want to do for my work purpose. It suddenly occurred to me is like, well, I am working in sales, but I just totally forgot why I was doing it in the first place. And when I was taking the program, I think we're just doing a bit of the purpose exercises, like what do you really want to put on the table? You know, the exercise that we did to highlight it a bit, and it was like when I was constructing it, it was like bringing genuine products and services to certain people. And then I started working with that. I was like, I had a struggle with that, to be honest. And I think the aha moment occurred when it's like, that's the first step. Then hello, that's an aha moment there. It's like, oh, you know what? Put that down. Always work on it the next couple of weeks. See where it takes you, and then that's the first big step. It's like, ah, yeah, you finally put it down in words. Now you know what you're doing. So I think that was one big aha moment that I had starting with the work purpose. And I think the next aha moment that I had was obviously with the vision plan. It's like I was trying to put all the kind of careers together. Obviously, where do I want to see myself? Obviously, a lot of things were coming through my mind at the time. I'm in sales, you know, and then I was thinking, oh, marketing, digital marketing, you know, higher levels of sales and all that. So I got overwhelmed, to be honest, and I had to take a step back. I think it was back November, December. It was just overwhelming. I didn't really finish the course on time, to be honest, but with that time that I stepped back, I was looking into it like, okay, breathe, do the exercise, don't overthink about it, and then go. And then I just went for it like, okay, write it down. Sales, marketing. I don't have marketing sales, but I have sales. And then with those steps that I took from the modules, probably was that probably 6 and 7, I slowly put it together and was like, you know, I'm getting a little bit confused by myself, but I think what Sylvia and Steve meant when starting the journey was just write it down, and then if you're happy with it, just take the step. And when I looked all over, I wanted to read the whole modules again, but I was like, wait a minute, you know what? You've come so far from where you were originally. It's like, oh my goodness. And then my brain just exploded. It's like, wow, I'm already here. I'm actually doing something to get my career in check. So I mean, I had the vision plan there. I had my work purpose there. It's like, what are you waiting for? Let's do it. And I think I think it was around February where I was already getting, to be honest, medically, I was in that loop. I was like, oh, I'm really getting depressed with my job. You know what? I took a step back. I took a day off probably, and I took some sick leave off. I mean, it took a toll on my mind. It's like, you know what? I think this is the right time to do things, and that's when I just decided a few months ago. I just have to leave and passed my notice about a month ago. And in that time, I also, made some decisions to find, okay, since I'm not gonna, I want to be happy. I want to have some money on the plate. Remember what Silvio said about getting a C job just to get some money on the table. It has to be aligned with your work purpose. And obviously, I wrote this down, in my vision plan. Right, I need to find the job, but this time, if it's going to be sales, it has to be somebody who's genuine with me. And I said, mm-hmm. I started with startups and I explored that avenue, and it was crazy. I had interviews with a lot of CEOs who are starting their products that haven't been really hitting the market yet. But having those conversations with these guys, you kind of knew like, wow, these guys know how to do business. They know what to deliver in the market. And for myself, like, they're really quite genuine. You don't get that mask on. You always have that limitation when you have big interviews with big blue chip companies or like big corporations. And for the first time, I kind of felt like, wow, I can actually, pull that mask off and be myself. It was crazy having that conversation with the CEO of the company I'm joining right now. He's been amazing. And the funny thing is, he's been taking a master's in psychology as well. So he did his master's on being a true person in the workplace, being a self-actualization within the workplace.
And
And we had that conversation in the interview. It extended over, and we were just chatting about this, like, you know what? I'll talk to you tomorrow. Speak soon. And then it was crazy. The next day, it's like, what? Here's the offer. Why don't you come join us? It's like, oh yes, I felt so happy,
it's
and it was
amazing.
crazy.
And that's an amazing story. What a crazy story to live, to spend 3 years in a job that you don't enjoy. And as soon as you take a decision to follow your purpose, then doors will open up and people
Yeah,
that you want to attract in your life just show up. And that's amazing. Because I remember you speaking about the mask as a metaphor in the previous job. And now that I see that you can finally take the mask off and be yourself, that's amazing.
it feels relieving. Yeah, it's a relief. It's a very big relief.
How would you describe this entire journey in one word and why?
Roller coaster. In a good way, because it's thrilling and exciting. Um, to be honest, it wasn't easy. It was never gonna be easy making these choices, especially stepping out of that comfort zone. I mean, starting the journey itself with the Aha Moment Academy, that's the first big step I've made. Even going through the modules, it was not easy as well, trying to balance everything on your plate. So, doing your usual job on top of that, while having some time to work on yourself, it's not easy as well. It's like you have a lot of questions and you try to have these conversations with some people, especially some colleagues in the workplace. And some people will understand, some people won't, and you'll get some funny looks. And that kind of made me realize, I started speaking with the ones with a little bit more sense. And they kind of made me realize, look, this is what's going on with you now. This is what we see about you. And it's like, ah, it's like crazy. Um, but as I said, as a roller coaster ride, it was not easy going through the modules, balancing your work. I mean, as you said, you're a person doing so many roles as well. Family member, you're being a career person working the workplace, but you have a family, you have friends. And when I stepped back and we did that visualization exercise of who you were meant to be, that kind of helped me a lot. It helped me grow.
So what's next for you now? What's on the horizon?
So for now, obviously, I've got that role on Monday. Looking forward to that. We're gonna have a few sessions online, and we'll be working out on the field. So there's a good balance with the job as well. Even in the onboarding sessions, I'm getting some products sent over as well. I'll try that on Monday.
Nice.
But I think that's gonna be the first stop for my vision. Obviously, do the C job, work on my skills, explore other roles as well. I mean, if I can start with sales, I've identified a few other interesting roles in the future, like e-commerce. That's on the horizon. That's really interesting. All I need to do is work on some lessons to, how to use some platforms online. So I think it was that's one part of the plan. So we'll start from there, and the next year or so, we can always check in. But I think that's the best start for me for now, and then we'll take it from there.
What did you learn? What are some of the key lessons that you've learned throughout the process?
I think one key lesson that I've learned is, you're gonna have that fear, but it's always taking the first step. It's being brave. So I mean, if you make a mistake in taking that first step, it's okay. You're at least you've tried it compared to what other people have done. And I think that was the bravest thing, just taking the first step. You have to have a plan. If you don't know, this is why you take the Hack Moment Academy. That's how I learned to get my structure in place for my career change. And obviously I was scared at first, but it's like, if I take the first step, that's one step forward rather than another step back. And looking back at where being complacent, I could have been just stuck in some other place right now, working away, but I wouldn't want to be there. I'd be definitely sad. And I'm here now with all smiles and definitely that confidence. And if anybody was gonna look into this video, I would say take the first step, be brave, take the program. Trust me, you will not regret it. Just be brave, do it.
That's
So yeah.
cool. Any final words? Any final?
No, I think just want to thank you guys, Silvio, and unfortunately Steve isn't here. So I mean, I just want to thank you guys very much for just guiding me through it. To be honest, I felt like I wasn't really the best student, to be honest. But I think it's just, we do our things our own way. But I think if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am right now, making those tough decisions in life. So I've just grown so much in the past few months, and that's definitely I'm contributing this to you guys. So, hope you keep on doing what you do well and share with other guys as well.
Thank you so much, man. It's you people have a completely different way of taking lessons, and if that style works for you, then there's no good student or bad student. It's just what works for
Yeah.
you. So excited to see
Yeah.
you go into a different direction and now into a different horizon. So thank you so much.
Hello.
Yes.